today going to be taking a look at a Buck purchase that I made here recently. This is a Buck Nighthawk, and I've got 3 variants here to check out. These are all older manufactured stock here. So I've got the Nighthawk with the Tanto edge, and it's got a partial serration. And this was one of my first knife purchases. I purchased one of these at an Ames, and I think it was on sale. It was an open package. Looked like the guy that opened it, or whoever opened it, just destroyed the plastic clamshell packaging getting into it. Didn't like it, returned it. They taped it up a little bit, but it looked like it was in rough shape. The knife was fine, the sheath was fine, the packaging looked horrible. And they had it clearanced to, I think it was like $35, which was a lot of money to me at the time. I bet that was probably close to 97, 98. And that was one of my first fixed blade knives, and this thing is just a beast of a crowbar of a knife. I mean, it's just made with such thick steel. But I've really enjoyed this knife, and I ended up trying to make some room in the gun safe for other things, and sold it on eBay. And they've kind of gone up in price a little bit here. You used to be able to pick them up for 60 bucks, and now I feel like, especially if it's a decent quality, not beat up Tanto blade, I've seen them going for between 100 and 135 bucks on eBay. So this one here needs a little cleaning apparently. But so that's the Tanto version. Then you've got the more traditional combat style, and this is a longer variant here. And I don't know if this was used to cut up some cardboard or what, but the blade's got some blemishes across it. It's not a real big deal. I don't know if you could buff it out, or, I mean, just Duracoat over it or whatever, but it's definitely, I mean, it is a dull blade. It has definitely seen some use, but it's still, I mean, a really nice blade. I've never owned this blade before this purchase, and I kind of like the shape of that blade. Just aesthetically, I like the way that looks, and it is a little bit longer than the Tanto variant. Not a whole bunch, I suppose, but it is a little. Set them up this way. Yeah, it's deceivingly just a little bit. I mean, honestly, to me, this looks a lot longer than this does. But I mean, when you can set them on top of each other and line them up, you can see that it is not much more. Maybe a half of an inch, and it's not even a half an inch of real substantial difference there. But I like the way that this blade looks. I don't know if back in the late 90s, if I would have seen these two side by side, would I have liked the Tanto variant over the longer variant, or would I have liked the longer variant over the Tanto variant? So here's that, and then finally the one with the OD green handle, and it is a shorter variant, probably the shortest of the 3, yeah, not by a bunch, and it has the serrations on the edge too. And this one's got a decent edge to it, and the serrations, I know that it seems like there's a lot of guys out there that just don't really care for serrations, and I like them. I think that it really increases the cutting capability of the knife. So you got your Buck logo there, 655 USA, 650 USA, and 653N USA. Now you saw that they came with a little sheath here that kind of just goes onto your belt here like that. And I saw that there is a new offering for the Buck Nighthawk, and it's got some MOLLE attachment on the back of it, and it has no issue sheathing any of these knives. I don't know if this sheath was a separate purchase altogether, or if it came with a Buck Nighthawk and people were just parting them out from the knife. But I purchased this sheath online for like 18 bucks on eBay, and you can see that because of the curvature in either direction, you can sheath it for a left or right-handed use. It has no trouble accommodating the longer variant of the Nighthawk, and it does the same just as well with the Tanto version. And I like the option to mount this to a bag, even if it was kind of like a secondary sheath, to put this on the side of your bag, and then if you didn't want to carry this on your side, you could pull this out, put it on your bag, excuse me, good heavens, put it on your bag, and then carry it that way. Now I will say that these have obviously been broken in pretty well. The snap on these was just really easy to latch, but on this new one, it's got a little bit of stretching to do to really get on there and latch on, which I'm sure with some use that will kind of fit and stretch and conform to that knife. But alright, well, there is a close look at a eBay purchase that I made. Some Buck Nighthawk knives. It's a big world out there, and we're bound to run into a shady situation. Until then, keep your gear on you.